It's the big news of the day. He is coming home. Jeff Brohm has officially been named the head football coach at U of L.
Brohm is taking over a team that has certainly had its ups and downs under Scott Satterfield. WDRB's Dalton Godby and Rick Bozich join us now. Dalton, a lot of excitement and questions for Coach Brohm today.
That's right, but everyone can rest easy. It's real, it's official. Jeff Brohm is the head football coach for the Louisville Cardinals football program. Rick Bozich, he was impressive as he was introduced here as the football coach, and I think a lot of Cardinal fans left happy today.
Oh yeah, it was part pep session really. There was people here who watched him play probably in the Catholic elementary school leagues. Definitely watched him play at Trinity and at U of L, and they like what they hear. He's entertaining, he's thoughtful, he's intelligent, and he's very respectful of the tradition of the University of Louisville because he's invested so much of himself in it.
Rick, he mentioned that he wanted to be here. This has been a way of life for him. Louisville football, right. The city in general, we're finally seeing him back home, and it was the place that he wanted to be. Josh Hurd talked about how he wasn't just bringing a hometown hero back to bring a hometown hero back. He wanted the right guy for the job, and that was Jeff Brohm.
Yeah, Josh Hurd, he had a great line that he's been on the job for 366 days, and for 365 days of them, Jeff Brohm has made his life difficult because people wanted him to be the coach. There's very rarely a situation, I think, where there's 100% unanimity on who they want to be the coach. This comes as close as any coach I can remember being hired in this area, Dalton.
Yeah, I think so too. I also was talking to Eric Crawford earlier. He told me that there were probably more fans in here than there have ever been for Louisville football coaching hire or introductory press conference. So that's impressive. It's needed for this program.
Right.
But as we move forward, the challenge is ahead next year. You talk about the first couple of games. You've got Indiana, you have Notre Dame on the top of that schedule. How big of a challenge is that for Brohm in his first season?
Well, I mean, he's got several challenges. He's got to get his coaching staff picked out. On Friday morning, he's going to do a round of interviews here locally with the local media, and then he's going to get on a plane, and he's going to go out and talk to a number of guys who are already committed to the University of Louisville. They have a very solid recruiting class lined up for 2023. And I'm sure he's watched film on a number of them. He's going to try and lock down the guys that he can and get involved with some other guys, maybe some that he already had relationships when he was at Purdue, and maybe some new ones who are now interested in coming to Louisville. Because let's think about this. People got upset about the running back from Texas who decommitted. That's okay. Jeff Brohm might not play the style of football that fits Ruben Owens. He likes to throw the ball. He likes to develop quarterbacks. He sent 3 to the NFL, and that's what he's going to focus on.
For those guys that are already committed to play football, like Ruben Owens, who may or may not have made a decision yet, do you think much of it changes? Will we continue to see decommitments, or do you think people will, recruits will ride out their commitment to this program?
Well, you know, we live in an era where we're always like 1 minute away from going in the transfer portal. Commitments don't mean a whole bunch. Guys have flipped through the years. I think the players that you would want to have here will be ones who will listen to them. And if they're guys that aren't sure they want to come here, it's better that you find out before signing day instead of after, and you waste the time getting them here and planning around them, and then they say, no, I don't really want to be here, and leave.
Yeah. Howard Schnellenberger, Jeff Brohm mentioned, was a mentor of his. He was his coach. Jeff Brohm played for him at U of L, and even through Brohm's coaching career, he has been a kind of a guiding force for him in that decision making. No, we lost Howard back in 2021, but you talked to his wife either today or yesterday, and you just asked her, I think, Rick, what he would have thought about this, and I'm sure she was emotional, but if you don't care to share what she told you and what Jeff Brohm said about that as well.
Yeah, I called Beverly Schnellenberger actually today on Thursday, and we talked for about a half an hour. Just saying, Beverly, what a great day it is, I'm sure for you. What would Howard think of this? And she goes, I'll tell you exactly what he would think. His philosophy was that Louisville was on a collision course with the national championship. The only variable is time, and the time is now that Jeff Brohm is the coach. She told me she was going to watch the live stream of the event on WDRB.com, shameless plug, and she was very excited, so excited about him being here, and she told me she'd be back up in the fall to watch a game.
You write about that on WDRB.com. We've got a lot of coverage breaking this all down over there as well. Jeff Brohm talked about a lot of things, and we are going to continue to follow this throughout the coming days and weeks, and even leading up to Jeff Brohm's first season at the helm. But the Twitter account, all the social media fans, all the guys in here, they can sleep easy tonight, Rick, knowing that we brought Brohm home to U of L, and he is indeed the next football coach. He's Rick Bozich. I'm Dalton Godby, WDRB News.